Okay, so module that we are looking for, that's what we call as private real estate investment. That's detailing into the private real estate investment. Okay, so before that private real estate investment, we need to look at the various categories, classification, types of real estate investment. So real estate investment can be categorized into two, or it can be classified on the basis of type of investment and type of fund deployed. So two dimensions we can classify that. So one of the dimensions is to classify that on the basis of type of investment, and the other is on the basis of type of fund. Now, when you're classifying it is on the basis of type of investment, you can have it as a private investment or a public investment. Type of fund में you can have it as a equity investment or as a debt investment. Okay, so private investment जो है, that is by acquiring property or a real estate on your own, or in the name of an individual, or in the name of a firm. So when we say private investments, we say these are primarily the direct investments in the real estate, wherein an investor, be an individual or an institution, purchases a real estate property, and that goes as a direct investment category. Uh, Even private investments can be made through even indirect form. Indirect तरीके से भी आप investment करते हो, that can be also categorized into the private investment fund. I'll just give you an example for it. अच्छा, public investments जो है, these are primarily only the indirect investments, and इनके जो सिक्योरिटीज होंगे, जो भी ये पब्लिक इन्वेस्टमेंट्स हैं, इनके जो सिक्योरिटीज होंगे, सिक्योरिटीज आर अवेलेबल टू पब्लिक एट लार्ज. So, for example, if there is a person who buys a house property, who simply pays the price of it and receives the title. So this is a case of direct investment and private investment. So it's a direct private investment. The direct private investment. So this is a case. I just say that this is an example for it. अच्छा, what can be private indirect investment, sir? तो उसके लिए, if you understand, the diagram can be like this, wherein there is a group of individuals who provide funds to an entity. I'll name that entity at a later stage. वो entity क्या होगा, but just understand it like in the form of a mutual fund जैसा है. So there is an entity who is going to collect. There's an entity who is going to collect money from the people at large, and then that money is going to be deployed into a portfolio of houses. Okay. Now the entity is going to receive the title over the property, and the public at large are going to receive certain securities. Now यहाँ पे we say that this portion is a private investment, but this is indirect investment because ये entity ने खुद के पैसे से housing नहीं लिया है. It has taken the public money and then invested it. So it is a private investment by the entity into the housing sector, but it's an indirect form. And this particular part is a public investment, and definitely it's a indirect investment into the real estate itself. तो इस तरह से public investment जब होगा, the securities are made available to the public, and the entity that we are talking of, it can be REIT or it can be an REOC also. It can be real estate investment trust or it can be real estate operating company. इनके बारे में in more detail we'll be talking about in the next module. Investment trust and operating company का क्या role है, we'll talk about that in a next module. Okay, then
So I had a doubt here.
hmm,
Sir, here this example of REIT is under indirect investment, no private.
indirect investment है private, yeah.
सर तो फिर इसमें पब्लिक का कैसे हुआ, मतलब पब्लिक का डिफरेंस आएगा?
We are talking about the other side, ना.
No
तो
sir, but in cases securities are available to public, no?
हाँ, ये साइड में सिक्योरिटीज आर अवेलेबल टू पब्लिक, यस.
तो फिर पब्लिक और प्राइवेट में क्या difference?
ये जो घर इसने खरीदा REIT REOC ने, REIT REOC के लिए इट्स अ प्राइवेट इन्वेस्टमेंट, but the securities against that house property are made available to the public. So these securities are public investment. This house is a private investment.
What difference?
Yeah. Okay. Then the type of funding that goes, it can be an equity, or it can be a debt also. We can have it in the form of a equity or also in the form of a debt. तो जब equity होता है, whenever you make an investment in the nature of a equity, you actually have ownership rights. So when you make an investment in the form of equity, you get ownership rights. Whereas debt में we already know कि वहाँ पे ownership rights नहीं मिलता, but यहाँ पे the real estate acts as a collateral. Real estate acts as a collateral security or as a collateral for the debt instruments that are issued. So we may have a combination of all four of them. We may have private investment combined with equity. We may have public investment combined with equity, private with debt, public with debt. तो इस तरह से अगर मैं बात करूंगा इसका डायमेंशन का, we may actually form a 2 by 2 matrix. We actually form a 2 by 2 matrix wherein we have equity and debt का bifurcation on one side, and then we have private and public का bifurcation on the other side. In this way, we've got a matrix like this. Now, when I say private investment into equity, private investment into equity में जाता है, तो जहाँ कहीं पे भी ये इन्वेस्टमेंट होता है, we already know that this sort of investments are simply the direct purchase of real estate, or you may also have certain indirect purchase of real estate by REIT or REOC, or it is also sometimes called as commingled fund, commingled real estate fund, uh, which typically is involved in collection of money from the people and then investing into the security, investing into the real estate just like a mutual fund. So ऐसा कोई भी entity होगा which is using the public money to purchase it, that is like purchasing a house property, and that is going to be owned by the entity, and that's the private equity categorization. Then when we say public investment है but equity investment है, मतलब they get a ownership over the uh, real estate, maybe indirectly. So public investment है but equity है, so those I can categorize as shares of real estate investment trust, or you can say real estate operating company. This sort of thing, public equity, we can say public investment in equity segment of real estate. It can be shares of REIT or REOC. Now, private investment into the debt portion or type of fund that is deployed is debt, but the investment is private in nature. तो डेफिनेटली यहाँ पे आपके मॉर्गेजेस आते हैं. यहाँ द मॉर्गेजेस और बैंक लोन्स आप बोल सकते हो. Those come up over here. And then public investment है, मतलब ये जो investment that is made available to the public, but the nature of investment is debt. So such security, such thing are called as mortgage-backed securities. Like we have seen in the earlier section, even in the debt markets, we have seen that mortgage-backed securities होते हैं, wherein you, as a banker, monetize your loan. That is, you sell your loan to the other parties or to the public by issuing, additional securities, and uska collateral is the loan. Okay, so that's about the broad categorization or bifurcation that we have with regards to the uh, real estate investment. Now, our module currently, what we are going to look for is going to focus on the private segment or the private investment into the equity part. So our focus currently is going to be on this part. बाकी प्राइवेट डेट जो है, मॉर्गेजेस कैसे क्रिएट होते हैं, उसका ईएमआई कैलकुलेशंस कैसे होता है, ऑल दोस थिंग्स वी हैव सीन इन आवर डेट मार्केट्स सब्जेक्ट. ठीक है, तो दिस इज वन ऑफ द मॉड्यूल्स दैट वी आर गोइंग टू सी. एंड देन नेक्स्ट मॉड्यूल जो होगा अपना, दैट विल बी कवरिंग द पब्लिक इक्विटी. ओके, सो we are going to focus on private equity in this typical module. Okay, let's just, yeah. Okay, so next thing that we are going to talk about is some of the characteristics of real estate, some of the characteristics, and then we have you know characteristics, then challenges or the risk involved in real estate, followed by the types of real estate that we have. So let's look at the typical characteristics of real estate. We say, what are the characteristics of real estate? This can be one of your answers. Okay, characteristics of real estate mein first one that we are talking of uh, is the heterogeneity and fixed location. The first characteristic that we are looking at is called as heterogeneity and a fixed location. So When we say heterogeneity, all our real estate investments are going to be heterogeneous in nature. And this typical characteristics tells us that it's difficult to value uh, each and every real estate in a very similar manner, because every real estate is going to be different with regards to what could be the heterogeneity factors. मतलब real estates कौन से factors की वजह से अलग अलग हो सकते हैं.
Then,
Yeah, so it can be location, area of the property, then
also age of the property,
age of the property. Yes, then facilities that you have in the property, right? Then even lease के terms जो होंगे. Hmm?
The type of like a commercial or a
Yeah,
housing may be
correct.
different.
लीज के टर्म्स किस तरीके के होंगे, टाइप ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी वेदर इट इज कमर्शियल और रेसिडेंशियल. तो रेसिडेंशियल प्रॉपर्टी of 1,000 square feet will not be having the same value as 1,000 square feet of commercial property, right? So there's a lot of heterogeneity involved in the real estate, and that's where the valuation part becomes a bit difficult and subject to a lot of assumptions and calculations. Okay, so that's the heterogeneity factor. Moreover, as I told you about lease terms, certain house properties के lease terms अलग होते हैं as compared to the counterparts. In many places in India, you will find that there are certain house properties which are covered by Lease Control Act. Ever heard of this Lease Control Act? No, again, Lease Control Act. No? This is a age-old act. मतलब काफी पुराना act है, but it is still relevant today. I don't know if you have ever heard in Mumbai में I know about something called as Pagdi system. कोई है मुंबई में who is aware about the Pagdi system? Yeah?
Yes.
क्या होता है उसमें? Any idea? Pagdi system क्या होता है?
So if I mean the public that I know is that if the elderly person passes away, then it is passed on to the heir of the family.
वो तो नॉर्मल है रे. वो तो इट इज जस्ट आई कैन से इनहेरिटेंस. वैसा नहीं है. नाउ पगड़ी सिस्टम मतलब दे आर एक्चुअली कवर्ड बाय लीज कंट्रोल एक्ट. मतलब वो प्रॉपर्टीज पे ना गवर्नमेंट ने बहुत सालों पहले रेगुलेशन लगाया था कि वो प्रॉपर्टीज पे आप एक स्टैंडर्ड रेंट ही चार्ज कर सकते हो, उससे ज्यादा चार्ज नहीं कर पाओगे. तो दिस लॉ वाज brought in long way back when people used to migrate in large numbers from their native places to the cities. तो cities में काफी ज्यादा population आने की वजह से there was a surge in the rent prices जो है काफी ज्यादा सर्ज हो गए. तो उसको कंट्रोल करने के लिए गवर्नमेंट ने ये रेंट कंट्रोल एक्ट लाया था, या फिर लीज कंट्रोल एक्ट लाया था, वेर इन दे स्पेसिफाइड कि ये प्रॉपर्टी का मैक्सिमम रेंट इतना ही हो सकता है. एंड वो टाइम पे व्हेन द रेंटिंग स्टार्टेड इट वाज लाइक 100 रुपीज इतना कुछ था पर मंथ. एंड दे हैव स्पेसिफाइड कि एवरी ईयर इसमें एक 10% हाइक होगा. तो इतने सालों से 10% हाइक होते 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 भी मे बी ये 100 जो है 1000 हुआ है. बट सिमिलर प्रॉपर्टी यू विल फाइंड कि ऑलमोस्ट सेम लोकेशन में अगर आप लेने जाते हो तो इट में कॉस्ट यू 10,000 पर मंथ. बट द ओनर्स ऑफ दीज प्रॉपर्टीज आर स्टिल about to charge only this 1,000 rupees. They cannot charge more than that. तो काफी सारे प्रॉपर्टीज ये तो ऐसे डिस्ट्रॉय हो चुके हैं बिकॉज पुराने प्रॉपर्टीज पे, बट जिनका अभी भी पुराना प्रॉपर्टीज है दे आर सब्जेक्ट टू दीज कंट्रोलिंग एस्पेक्ट. ऑब्वियसली वैसे प्रॉपर्टीज का वैल्यू कम ही होगा बिकॉज वहां पे आपको रेंट जो मिलेगा दैट इज गोइंग टू बी सब्जेक्ट टू दिस रेंट कंट्रोल एक्ट, एंड आप उससे ज्यादा रेंट्स कमा नहीं सकते. So again, this is a factor of heterogeneity that every real estate is going to provide you some different lease terms. Okay, uh, fine. So that is about this heterogeneity and fixed location aspect. And obviously real estate है तो there is going to be a fixed location और ये fixed location is going to be there forever. मतलब अभी अगर आपका बिल्डिंग कहीं पे है और उसके सामने से अगर एक नाला जा रहा है या सीवेज ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट आ गया देन इट्स गॉन मतलब आपका इन्वेस्टमेंट का वैल्यू तो गिर ही जाएगा यू डोंट हैव एनी चॉइस टू pick up building and then just place it somewhere else. That's not possible. Then second feature is we say it has got definitely high unit value. Each price or each unit of real estate is going to have a high unit value. Maybe in lakhs तो minimum है thousands में आपको real estate अभी कोई मिलेगा नहीं. Then third category we say that all our real estate properties are subject to be management intensive. मतलब सिर्फ रियल एस्टेट खरीद लेने से काम नहीं हो जाता है यू नीड टू मेंटेन इट यू नीड टू मैनेज इट ऑन अ रेगुलर स्केल नाउ मैनेजमेंट इंटेंसिव में मतलब क्या है यू नीड टू यू नो incur the maintenance expense you need to incur negotiation आपको करना पड़ेगा बार बार लीज का मेंटेनेंस जो आप सोसाइटी का वो तो भरोगे ही मोरोवर वगैरह आपका रिपेयर्स है सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ बाकी सारी चीजें इसमें काफी ज्यादा मैनेजमेंट में इन्वॉल्व रहता है whereas if you invest in a equity or stock आप इक्विटी शेयर या इन्वेस्टमेंट या बॉन्ड खरीद लो and you don't need to maintain it you just get the dividends and the capital appreciation from it that's it you don't need to maintain anything for that fourth characteristic that is peculiar to the real estate investment is that it has got a high transaction cost अच्छा don't mix it with high unit value तो वो purchase price है but over and above that it has got a high transaction cost also like if I say you buy a share price of 100 rupees how much will you need to pay for it I say that the price of the share in the market is 100 rupees how much do you think will you be required to pay हाँ, मतलब एक रफ एस्टिमेट बता ना हाउ मच इट कैन गो 100 प्लस हाउ मच इट कैन बी 110 115 इक्विटी स्टॉक मतलब कंसिडरिंग ऑल द एक्सपेंसेस तेरा अगर एसेट तो 100 का खरीद रहा है तो तेरे जेब से 101 रुपए से ज्यादा जाने वाला नहीं है बिकॉज द ब्रोकरेज इज व्हाट इट्स लाइक 0.5% दैट्स अ हायर लिमिट कुछ कुछ इस पे तो वो भी कम है सर मतलब 1% इज द मैक्स ट्रांजैक्शन कॉस्ट दैट यू मे हैव ब्रोकरेज एंड वो स्टॉक एक्सचेंज का चार्जेस फिर गवर्नमेंट टैक्सेस एसटीटी वगैरह सब पकड़ के मे बी 100 का चीज 101 में खरीदेगा बट व्हेन यू गो फॉर रियल एस्टेट परचेस इट्स नॉट दैट सेम रियल एस्टेट परचेस में बहुत सारे ट्रांजैक्शन कॉस्ट आते हैं सपोज अगर मैं एक प्रॉपर्टी बुक करता हूँ विच इज गोइंग टू बी a flat cost of 1 crore I'm not going to pay 1 crore I'm going to pay lot more than that what other costs do we have to bear
property
प्रॉपर्टी टैक्स वो तो मेंटेन करने के लिए म्युनिसिपल अथॉरिटी आपको एवरी ईयर प्रॉपर्टी टैक्स लेता है registration stamp duty and registration right need to pay the stamp duty and registration fees which is roughly around 6% 6 to 7% होता है depending on the state so stamp duty and registration is one of the costs और क्या cost होगा बोलो when you are purchasing a real estate रेसिडेंशियल है तो फ्लोर राइज वो तो फ्लैट कॉस्ट में ही आ गया ना बिकॉज इट इज एट अ हायर फ्लोर because it is at a higher floor you are ready to pay or people are ready to pay for it because it has got a premium value for that तो उसका वैल्यू ही ज्यादा है आई एम सेइंग ट्रांजैक्शन कॉस्ट क्या होंगे और एक तो स्टैम्प ड्यूटी एंड रजिस्ट्रेशन हो गया और
brokerage example
yes
अगर आपको
yes if you are buying it from the broker You can need to also pay brokerage, and brokerage is roughly around चलना 1 to 2% होता है. Taking it on a lower side of currently तो 1% ही चलता है, 2% बहुत rare होता है आजकल. हम्म. Then
Was it?
कौन सा डिपॉजिट? घर खरीदने के टाइम पे कौन सा डिपॉजिट लेना पड़ता है? तो when you are buying a house property, what other costs do you have to bear? एक तो ये है, फिर
Cost, paperwork and all.
वो स्टैम्प ड्यूटी एंड रजिस्ट्रेशन में आप ब्रोकर वगैरह सब करके देता है. और एक जो स्टैट्यूटरी कॉस्ट है दैट इज जीएसटी, वो भी तो लगता है. रियल एस्टेट में भी जीएसटी लगता है नहीं लगता है? हम्म.
लगता है सर.
Yes, GST is also applicable on real estate. If you are purchasing a real estate which is under construction, तो आपको जीएसटी लगेगा. बट इफ यू आर बाइंग अ रेडीमेड हाउस और रीसेल, तो आपको जीएसटी नहीं लगता है. Okay. So GST is you know is also an additional cost if you buy a under construction property. That is like 1% or 5%. 1% is for affordable housing, and this is for others. Now, affordable housing का definition, they say the house price should be less than 45 lakhs, and घर का जो एरिया है वो 900 स्क्वायर फीट के अंदर होना चाहिए. So if your house property is valued more than 45 lakhs, it's not a affordable housing. और अगर वो 900 स्क्वायर फीट के नीचे है तो भी वो अफोर्डेबल हाउसिंग नहीं है. सॉरी, ऊपर है तो भी वो अफोर्डेबल हाउसिंग नहीं है. तो दैट इज एन एडिशनल cost that you have. Over and above this, the developers also charge you something called as development fees.
So,
फिर
like,
हम्म.
set the high charge,
हम्म.
location आएगा ना.
तो वो तो वैल्यूएशन में आ गया ना, वो प्रॉपर्टी के वैल्यूएशन में आ गया. आई एम टॉकिंग ऑफ ट्रांजैक्शन कॉस्ट. देयर इज अ डिफरेंस बिटवीन बोथ ऑफ देम, right? So 22 carat gold and 24 carat gold are definitely going to have higher value, because 24 carat gold is a more pure form. उसका तो वैल्यू ज्यादा होगा. आई एम टॉकिंग ऑफ द एक्स्ट्रा कॉस्ट ओवर एंड अबव दैट.
लोकेशन हाई राइज बात कर रहे हैं, फिर हाई तो वैल्यू में.
वो तो हाई यूनिट वैल्यू ऑलरेडी है ना. रियल एस्टेट इज अ हाई यूनिट वैल्यू ओनली. अरे, हर प्रॉपर्टी का अलग कैरेक्टरिस्टिक है, इसके लिए उसका वैल्यूएशन अलग अलग होगा. So that is the valuation part. I am talking of the transaction cost right now. हर एक प्रॉपर्टी इज गोइंग टू बी डिफरेंट, तो ऑब्वियसली उसका वैल्यू भी डिफरेंट होगा. अभी आप रिलायंस के शेयर को और एसबीआई के शेयर को थोड़ी कंपेयर कर सकते हो और बोलो रिलायंस का शेयर हाई वैल्यूड है, उस पर ज्यादा कॉस्ट है. नो, इट हैज गॉट देयर इंट्रिंसिक वैल्यू. इज इट ओके? Yeah. So we're talking of the transaction or the additional cost that you need to bear over and above the flat cost that you're paying. So they charge you development fees, gym membership fees, pool membership fees, ये वो सब करके roughly it is observed that approx 15% आपका transaction cost होता है. मतलब if you're booking a flat which is having a flat cost of 1 lakh, you'll have to pay additional 15%. मतलब आपको 1 crore 15 lakh में ये फर्क पड़ेगा. There is a high transaction cost that we are talking of, which is a peculiar characteristic of this real estate investment. Then the next characteristic that we have for this real estate investment is what we can say as the depreciation. That's the depreciation. Now, depreciation, obviously, it is the gradual decline in the value of the property because of passage of time or maybe even wear and tear. Moreover, the thing is, in case of depreciation, in case of any real estate property, what matters is the quality of the construction also. अगर आपका construction quality अच्छा नहीं है, the construction quality is not up to the mark, obviously the building is going to depreciate at a faster pace. So it depends on what technology you are deploying in real estate construction. whether you are deploying the newest technologies, अगर high rise बना रहे हो but you are using the old technique, then we observe कि the buildings depreciate at a faster pace. And moreover, we normally hear that the older real estate properties are more stronger than the newer ones because uh, older real estate property used to take really a lot of time to get ready. Nowadays, within 1 year, 1.5 year, the entire construction is done. To get the possession, obviously, the quality of construction deteriorates. The depreciation is definitely all in value with time. Okay. And when we say there's a fall in value, it can be only not only with time, but also with respect to, preference of the people. It can be also, with regards to the preference of the people. मतलब पहले के कुछ पुराने प्लान्स थे घर थे वो पहले लोगों को लगते थे अच्छा है बट with the passage of time new plans come up and people may not find those plans very much favorable. For example, especially talking of Mumbai area, I can say you can find many buildings had a plans like this. The flat used to be like this. There used to be know, 3 rooms like this. You enter from here. This is first room. This is your second room, and you have a kitchen over here. This is a typical age old plan जो maybe 50, 60 years पहले के plans थे ये घर के. Now, obviously, no one is going to, no one is going to be in favor of such plans because there's no concept of living and bedroom in this housing. But ऐसा कोई अगर even if there is a house, even if it's in a good condition without any damage to it, still you may find that ये property का value जो है कम है because of depreciation due to the preference. Now, none of the new home buyers are going to prefer this sort of plans. We need a proper layout wherein there should be a living room, there should be a proper bedroom or maybe a couple of bedrooms, there should be a kitchen. So a proper arrangement is required with a proper plan, which is not available in this type of flats. So that's the depreciation because of the change in the preference. Then the next characteristic which we can peculiarly say about is we need debt capital. कोई भी real estate investment हो, private real estate investment करना है, hardly there is a case that you buy a property out of your saved money. Most of the times you take a debt and then वही debt से आप major portion of your financing is done through debt. And generally it is observed that जो working class होता है, once they buy a property, they enter into that circle of EMI. Keep on paying the EMI for a longer period. आप उसको EMIs पे करते जाते हो and you end up being in debt for maybe 20-25 years. It is a typical crying of many middle class, real estate purchasers that they have purchased a house property which is like, you know, um, is a this they have that savings of their entire life, and they ultimately end up paying interest which is much more than principal to the bank because of improper financing decisions. There is again another category of people who say we don't want to buy a real estate, but rather what we prefer is to go for a rented accommodation. Because in case of rented accommodation, you're free to move anywhere. At any point of time, if I want to switch my house, I can do it. I need not be under the burden that I need to sell my house and then, shift somewhere. There is another category of people like this also. And the new generation, Gen Zs, are more of like this, wherein they say we prefer to go for a rented accommodation, not to be entering into that vicious cycle of EMI. Am I right? Am I right, Gen Zs?
But then there's no need for like buying property.
There's no need for buying property. You'll always go for renting and accommodation.
Obviously, why is comparable to rent in India, you pay EMI only at the end of it, that ownership.
कौन बोला आपको?
Or like my brother bought one that was higher.
Okay, what was the cost of the flat?
I don't know. So any like capital
हाँ.
वो करेक्ट.
The initial capital जो आप invest for you, people end up being into a wrong calculation wherein they say my EMI is equivalent to that of a particular rent. बट ये EMI कब आएगा पिक्चर में? जब आप अपना फंडिंग करेगा तब ना. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल आई गिव यू एन एग्जांपल. 1 करोड़ का प्रॉपर्टी है. ओके. इसका मतलब कंसिडरिंग द रेंटल्स, मतलब इंडस्ट्री स्टैंडर्ड ऐसा है रियल एस्टेट का कि आपको रेंट जो है 25,000 में 1 करोड़ का प्रॉपर्टी मिल जाएगा. 1 करोड़ प्रॉपर्टी यू कैन ऑब्टेन इट फॉर अ रेंट फॉर 25,000 पर मंथ. अभी यही 1 करोड़ का अगर मैं खरीदने जाऊं तो आई नीड टू पे अ मिनिमम ऑफ 20 लाख फॉर इट. need to pay a minimum of 20 lakh for it, and then rest 80 lakh आप अपना लोन करेगा. तो 80 lakh के ऊपर roughly you are going to have 80,000 EMI. This is obviously not comparable. Now what people do is people say कि मेरे पास तो ऑलरेडी 60 लाख है, 40 लाख का लोन करना है, तो 40 लाख के लोन के ऊपर 40,000 EMI जाएगा. वो ऐसा सोचते हैं कि 25,000 के ऊपर प्लस 15,000 करूंगा तो मेरा घर भी बन जाएगा. Right? But you have already spent this 60 lakh. If you have invested this 60 lakh somewhere else, you could have got maybe 45,000 as the interest itself, risk-free interest. Okay, so that's how everyone has its own has their own outlook कि कौन किस तरीके से देखता है. कोई बोलता है खुद का घर होगा तो बेटर है, कोई बोलता है रेंट पे रहेंगे तो एक फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी रहेगा, वी कैन शिफ्ट एनीवेयर. Generally, the scene is like unless and until you are a settled person, you're a married person, you prefer to go for a rented accommodation. And when you are looking out for a partner to be for the purpose of settling down, then you may actually go for buying a house property because what will you say to your in-laws that you don't even own a property and you're going to marry someone? So that's the typical scenario. मतलब Indian scenario का बात करता है. तो you may have different outlooks. कोई कोई लोग है कि रेंट पे रहेंगे, why should we buy a property, rather we should invest our money into the liquid investments, इक्विटीज में बोलो, डेट में बोलो, या फिर यू कैन से कोई भी गवर्नमेंट सिक्योरिटीज एफडीज वहां पे डाल के रखो. आपके पास कैश है तो यू हैव दैट बेनिफिट आल्सो. एंड अनदर रीजन व्हाई पीपल गो टू प्रेफर अ रेंटेड accommodation is the illiquidity in the real estate sector. If you buy a real estate property, can you liquidate it easily within just 2 or 3 days? Is it possible for you to liquidate it within 2 or 3 days? No, it may take certain weeks, may even couple of months. And if you have invested in property which are illiquid, मतलब कोई far location है, तो सालों निकल जाएंगे for you to liquidate it. मतलब you can liquidate it but at a lower price. That is not what we call as liquidity. Liquidity मतलब क्या? You should get the price or the fair value at the very instance. Okay. Then one more peculiar characteristic that we have is, as we said, difficulty in price determination. तो रियल एस्टेट का प्राइस कैलकुलेट करना इज गोइंग टू बी रियली डिफिकल्ट टास्क बिकॉज उसका वैल्यूएशन ये बॉन्ड जैसा इजी नहीं है, इक्विटी जैसा स्ट्रक्चर्ड नहीं है, और मोर ओवर आई कैन से इंफॉर्मेशन असिमेट्री बहुत ज्यादा है. यू डोंट नो व्हाट आर द लीगल केसेस विद द प्रॉपर्टी, you don't know what will be the future life of the property. Just looking at a building, you may not find what is the quality of construction. You may find many of the buildings really fantastic from outer view, but you don't know what's going on inside. Inside the building, you may just find certain leakage issues, and maybe there are cracks on the walls inside, or maybe seepages hai, or the designs of the rooms are not so good, they are horrible. So काफी difference होते हैं. So that is where we say it's a difficulty is going to be there in the pricing. Okay. So with that, let's just stop here for the day. I'll just take your attendance now. And